back after the break and let us take the questions further. So in this scenario, I would again push that question off to Mr. T. Sorona, who had been heading Toshiba in the past. What's the scene? It looks a little scary. Scary that we have so much of orders already placed, and in this plan, almost like there is not much order placed on, let's say, an Indian private sector party.
See, when we planned our expansion, we thought about large plants, we thought about ultra mega, we thought of bulk orders. We invited foreign investors to put up their shops here. I fully support what Mr. Jain just said, that if they follow the norms, qualification, performance standards, we are not stopping them. But if you see the results, most of the projects which the Chinese have taken, they have gone to the private sectors who have compromised on the qualification and specification standards, which NTPC did not. The second thing I would say that while many manufacturers were not putting up the shops here, there were domestic price preference given to the BHEL. Why can't we give the same thing to Indian manufacturers who put up the shops here?
And just get Rajan Saab's view on this issue, that why not the same type of pricing advantage be extended to Indian manufacturers and players in the private sector, sir?
See, Professor, I am somehow very clear in my mind that we had to scale up the 11th plan capacity addition program. We had a very good manufacturer, BHEL, but we needed somebody else to compete with them also. The best can only do better if they have competition. That was one aspect. The other is, well, yes, today we have 5 or 6 players, thanks to that policy, who come on the scene, and they're up with the world-class equipment probably in India and supercritical technology. But there was going to be a time gap between the time they set up shop and by the time BHEL expands, which was going to be the 11th plan. So we needed in this plan at least a technology supplier to meet this demand. And I can share with you today, now post-Durban, that I had a fear utmost in my mind that at some stage, particularly if our economy goes a little slow, we'll have pressures from these Western economies asking India to shut shop on coal-fired stations. So we may have a window only of 5, 10, 15 years at the most to build as much as we can. Yes. So we've got to provide electricity to our people. Yes, but now that the capacities are coming up, we must do everything to protect and give preference to the domestic manufacturers.
I will first go to Sri R.K. Srivastava. It was an interesting case because in the balance of plant, we have seen that Indian company has excelled, not only BHEL, but I would like to say that here is Kirloskar Brothers. So let me know from Srivastava Saab, how Kirloskar Brothers, almost all the ultra mega projects, I believe that all the major pumping applications and orders have been placed on you in spite of severe competition from Chinese.
See, first thing is as Mr. Jain has told correctly, the performance wise we are much better. I see in circulating water pumps and large pumps, the efficiency difference is there 8 to 10 point. Now 8 to 10 point difference is very high, and conservation of energy also very important when you are generating power. Whatever power you save, that is equivalent to what you generate. So I think that is very important, one thing on performance. Another thing is we are here to give continuous service to all plants because we are having a local presence. So operation and maintenance services we can give much better. Now today as a Indian manufacturers, we have very clearly got prepared, not only supercritical but ultra supercritical. So we are earlier we were doing maximum of 500 megawatts. Now today we are prepared to do in nuclear as well as in thermal up to 1000 megawatt.
May I ask Mr. Rajesh Agarwal here that how does clean, efficient coal-related technology play a role in ensuring efficient generation of power?
So currently, if you see, the Indian market is predominantly dependent on coal to generate power. Most 65% of the power generation is happening through coal. If you see, all the mining which is being done in India is mostly surface mining and open cast mining. We need to bring in new technologies to improve the productivity of the mining. India having a huge resources of 255 billion. If you see, if we do the way surface mining is being done, we can't take more than 40 to 50% of the coal. We need to work on long wall mining capabilities to improve the productivity of the mining. Then there are countries like Czech Republic, countries like Russia who has worked on various technology on the coal side. So we need to work with technology partners and bring in efficient technology which can help improve the coal level. So like currently if you see India uses only 20% of the washed coal, balance is all used directly. India has a huge high ash coal currently. So we need to bring in more washing technology, and before it is being used, we should ensure that the coal is being washed so that the consumption is reduced and the carbon emission is again reduced drastically. India really need to proactively work on the technology side, one way by bringing in ultra mega generation capabilities which will reduce the consumption of coal. On the other hand, bringing in mining technologies and also clean tech technologies to reduce the consumption.
May I start with Mr. Anil Razan on the issue of the Chinese threat that we have seen. We have seen that supercritical equipment, they need a certain heat rate, and the heat rates have been guaranteed on paper, but we see that performance of some of those plants are already faltering. What is your view, sir, on this issue?
Well, I'm sure those who have bought those plants have obviously gone, number one, on least cost alternatives, but it is imperative that they ask for performance also, and they would have got some guarantees from the suppliers. And I think the Chinese also would not be interested only in one-time supplies, but I think in the times to come, and that was part of my strategy also, we want to create India as the hub for supercritical technology. And our people would be giving Chinese a good run for their money, as it is the local manufacturers have the advantage of good maintenance. I think the Chinese would have to provide all the services per se. Now they just can't supply and run away.
एक छोटा सा ब्रेक लेते हैं, इस वक्त आपके पास फिर आ रहे हैं हम लेके फ्यूचर ऑफ एनर्जी इंडिया विजन